So we're going to start with a new blank file. Up comes the size I like to draw in, which is 11 by 17, because it is closer to 16 by 9 that we're using for most animation filmmaking. Everything checks out, so it's going to be a 48 megabyte file, pretty large. Click OK, and here's our drawing surface. First thing I usually do is add a bunch of layers. I've added 4 here. Let's start with layer 1. I'd like to have a ground plane or floor line. Give me some thickness here for the line. I was going to draw it with a brush, but decided let's go in the shape tools and get a straight line. To make that straight line really work, though, we need a grid to help us get across. Put your cursor down here on one line of the grid, it snaps right to it, drag it across. Now you've got a floor line. Now your character has something to stand on. Click for the grid to go away. Click on the paintbrush. Now let's pick a layer to start drawing on. And let's pick a color. I like drawing in blue. Blue is more comfortable for me, my personal taste. It's closer to what we've been doing in animation for many years. And I start with these 3 lines to give them some balance, something sturdy. And I'm just making up this character design as we go along here. This is not any character that you've ever seen before. It's just a generic guy. I put it in really fast and added some clothes to him. Some baggy pants and a t-shirt. Now I'm labeling the layer as layout 1 layer. And I'm going to draw all of his poses on this layer, just because that's how we used to do it. It's easier to see everything on one layer sometimes. I should have put it all on different layers, but just for this moment, this is all on one layer. And it's just for me roughing out to see what kind of moves I'm going to have this guy do as he squashes down, jumps up, squash down, jump up in the air. He's a happy guy. I'm darkening in some of the drawings at this point on different layers. Makes it a lot easier to make out what's going on. Here this is called just a rough tie down of all the drawings. And I'm using a dark gray, I believe, when I did these drawings. Here he leans forward, take away some of the drawings. Here we go, the lean forward. Now the next drawing, a new layer, he turns his body, and his arms are down but kind of out. He's still looking to his left, our screen right. And here I'm just tying it down using the dark gray color again. The next drawing, he's squashing down a bit more. And he throws his head back. And his shoulders come up. And the next drawing that I do after this, I think he's going to squash down even more. There we go. He squashes down even more. His leg comes up, both arms go straight out, and his head tilts way back. And I could have exaggerated this even more. And when we do the next lesson after this using this same set of drawings, I probably will. Again, these are just rough layout pose drawings that an animator could use, or an animator could change, whatever he wants and the director wants. Here he's jumping up in the air for joy for some reason. We don't know. Maybe he got a good mark in his report card. I'm drawing this really fast, as you can see, so not everything is perfectly in proportion. But you go back and change things and make it look right. It's not the end of the world. Now I'm going to have him land. Comes down, toes first, his head and arms trailing, squashes down, and I have one leg squashing down a little bit further than the other just because it looks better when it's asymmetrical to me. Now he stands up, kind of leaning to screen right. His arms come up, and the next pose he's going to be leaning to screen left, hands on hips. And I think this drawing I did twice, so I didn't like that, so I just undid everything that I could and started it all over again. So as you can see, I bent his legs in, and now he is leaning to one side, hands on hips. I use that line across there to see how high his shoulders should be, and go into tying it down. So in the next lesson, we will import these drawings into Adobe Premiere and make a short pose test out of it.